When the final breath leaves the body, is it truly the end, or is it merely the closing of one chapter and the silent opening of another? For centuries, we have stood at the edge of that ultimate mystery, death, wondering what lies beyond the veil. Some have imagined oblivion, others an eternal paradise or a fiery reckoning. Yet the greatest secrets have been hidden in ancient scrolls, whispered in forgotten temples, and now unfolded once again under the curious eye of science. The real question is not whether death ends life. It is whether death awakens something far greater within us. Today, you are invited to step across that invisible threshold, to leave behind old fears, and to glimpse what the ancients and the awakened have long known. Death is not the end. It is the beginning of the soul's true journey, a journey that stretches across dimensions, through realms of light and shadow, of memory and choice, of forgetting and rediscovery. In this first chapter, we won't simply recount old myths or blind beliefs. We will explore with awe and honesty the profound map of the soul, the gateways of ancient Egypt, the secret paths of the Tibetan Bardo, the quiet testimonies of thousands who remembered what lies between lives. Each whisper, each clue, builds a larger tapestry, one that challenges everything you thought you knew about life and death. This is not just a story. It is a remembering, a calling. The only question now is, will you dare to walk through the door? Egyptian Book of the Dead. In the silent sands of ancient Egypt, the journey beyond death was not a mystery. It was a map. The Book of the Dead, more accurately titled The Book of Coming Forth by Day, was not a book of doom, but a guidebook for the soul's voyage beyond physical life. It revealed Duat, the mystical intermediate realm where souls would awaken after leaving their earthly forms. Duat was not a void. It was a world teeming with gates, rivers, guardians, and trials. Every soul, according to Egyptian belief, had to pass through 12 great gates, each representing deeper layers of consciousness and spiritual reckoning. At the heart of this passage stood a moment that echoes across cultures: the weighing of the heart. The soul would come before Osiris, the god of the dead, and Ma'at, the goddess of truth and balance. There, the heart of the deceased, the repository of all their deeds and intentions, was placed on a great scale, weighed against the feather of Ma'at. A heart lighter than the feather would signify a life lived in truth. The soul would pass into the blessed field of reeds, a paradise beyond pain and suffering. But a heart heavy with guilt, deceit, or violence would lead to annihilation, not punishment, but a natural consequence of one's inner state. In the Egyptian vision, the journey after death was neither automatic nor guaranteed. It was an awakening, a profound unveiling of the soul's true weight. And even today, this ancient depiction still stirs something deep within us, the yearning to live light, to be ready when the final scale is set. Tibetan Book of the Dead. Far from the Nile, across the towering Himalayas, the Tibetan sages offered a vision no less profound. The Bardo, known in the West as the Tibetan Book of the Dead, describes Bardo, the intermediate state between death and rebirth. Unlike the Egyptian Duat, the Bardo is not a physical realm, but a state of pure mind, where thoughts, fears, desires, and memories become vivid realities. In Bardo, the soul no longer wears a physical body. It moves in a world woven from its own consciousness. At the moment of death, according to the Tibetan teachings, the mind encounters a brilliant, piercing light. The original light, the true nature of reality. Yet few recognize it. Blinded by fear, clinging, or confusion, many souls recoil from the pure light and instead drift into visions shaped by their past karma. Peaceful and wrathful deities appear, not as external judges, but as manifestations of one's own mind. Those who recognize their own projections can attain liberation immediately, merging with the clear light of awareness. Those who do not are drawn inevitably toward rebirth, pulled by unresolved attachments. Bardo is not a punishment. It is an unparalleled opportunity, a second chance to awaken after death. The Tibetan masters understood. The real battle after death is the same as in life, the battle to recognize the truth of who we are. In both Egypt and Tibet, across desert sands and snowy peaks, humanity whispered the same truth. Death is not a tomb. It is a doorway, and those who learn to walk through it awake will find not an end, but a new beginning. While the ancients mapped the soul's journey with myth and metaphor, modern science, against all odds, has begun to uncover the same timeless path. One of the most groundbreaking pioneers in this realm was Dr. Michael Newton, a clinical psychologist who almost by accident stumbled upon the extraordinary. Through his development of life between lives hypnotherapy, Dr. Newton regressed thousands of patients not only to past lives, but to the space between lives, the soul's true home. At first skeptical, he meticulously recorded, compared, and categorized these experiences across diverse cultures, backgrounds, and belief systems. And an astonishing pattern emerged. Across thousands of cases, subjects reported the same sequence of experiences after death. Life review, a panoramic replay of the life just lived, not with judgment, but with deep emotional understanding. Individuals not only saw their actions but felt how those actions impacted others. Love, pain, kindness, cruelty, all returned in waves of realization. Council of Elders. Many reported encountering a wise, benevolent gathering of advanced souls, the elders, who gently guided the individual through their review, helping them understand their soul's progress without shame or punishment. Choosing the next life. After reflection and healing, souls actively participated in planning their next incarnation, selecting lessons, challenges, even potential parents and life circumstances, all designed for growth. These profound memories were not fantasies. Subjects, even those without spiritual inclinations, often emerged with deep emotional transformation, clarity, peace, and a sense of purpose that no conventional therapy could produce. The most astonishing aspect? The similarities between Newton's findings and ancient teachings. The life review echoes the Egyptian weighing of the heart and the Tibetan karma mirror. The Council of Elders mirrors the guides and deities described in sacred texts. The freedom of soul choice resonates with the Tibetan understanding of karmic rebirth, not as punishment, but as learning. Science, it seems, has circled back to the wisdom the ancients already knew. Death is not an end. It is an intelligent, compassionate process of growth, learning, and return. Through Dr. Newton's work, and others who followed, we glimpse a humbling truth. The universe is not random. Our lives are not accidents. We are part of a grand, purposeful journey that transcends a single lifetime. And now, armed with both ancient wisdom and modern evidence, we can finally begin to see the full map of the soul's odyssey. The question that remains is no longer whether the soul survives death, but whether we are ready to remember who we truly are. If death is not the end, then what lies beyond? This question, ancient and urgent, stirs in the heart of every soul. Where does the soul go after death? Ancient texts speak of realms of light and shadow, Duat, Bardo, but modern witnesses tell us the same. The soul does not vanish. It crosses into an intermediate space, a realm shaped partly by its own essence, partly by the greater cosmic order. Some describe vast fields of shimmering light. Others recount corridors of stars, gardens of silence, or simply a feeling of home. Who decides what happens next? Is it a God sitting in judgment? A jury of angels? The truth, whispered by sages and seen by countless souls in regression, is more profound. No external judge awaits us. Instead, the soul faces the truest reflection of itself. Through the life review, through encounters with guides, The soul sees its own choices, intentions, and lessons. And in that pure mirror, it naturally gravitates to where it belongs next. 3. Universe is not a court. It is a school of compassion, growth, and remembrance. What determines rebirth? It is not fate, nor blind destiny. It is desire. It is unlearned lessons. It is the longing to grow beyond where we are. A soul not yet finished with its journey will feel the pull, a gravitational yearning, back into life, to a body, to challenges chosen long before the new life begins. Rebirth is not a punishment. It is an act of courage. Can we remember who we were before? The answer, quiet but undeniable, is yes. In dreams. In the strange nostalgia for places we've never seen. In the inexplicable talents, loves, and fears that arise without reason. And sometimes, through conscious regression, glimpses break through the veil. We are not blank slates. We are ancient travelers, momentarily forgetful, always searching for home. In the videos to come, we will dive deeper into each of these questions. We will follow the soul through its voyage beyond death, witness the choices it faces, and discover the hidden architecture of our spiritual existence. Because the journey of the soul is not someone else's story. It is yours. It is mine. It is all of ours. The only real question left is, are we ready to remember? The questions you carry, about death, about the soul, about the truth hidden behind the veil, they are not random. They are invitations. An ancient call to remember who you are and why you are here. In this series, Soul's Journey, Untold, Truths of Death and Rebirth, through ancient texts and science, we will map the hidden voyage of the soul, a journey whispered by ancient sages and confirmed by modern discovery. You are about to explore, step by step, the grand architecture of existence. Death, where the journey begins, not in darkness, but in profound transformation. Intermediate realms, the mysterious spaces between worlds, Duat, Bardo, and the infinite fields of the soul. Life review, the mirror of truth where the soul witnesses itself beyond illusions. Soul groups, the reunion with kindred spirits. The eternal families traveling together through lifetimes. Choice, the sacred freedom to rest or to continue, and the courage it takes to choose. Rebirth planning, the breathtaking moment when new lives are crafted, with purpose, hope, and love. Return journey, crossing the bridge back into physical life. Forgetting, but not lost. The great forgetting, why we lose our memories, and how every challenge holds the key to remembrance. You are not just a viewer. You are a traveler, a soul who has walked this path before and is now ready to see the map with new eyes. By the end of this series, you will not only understand the soul's journey, you will recognize your place within it. This is not just knowledge. It is the beginning of your awakening. Prepare to see the unseen. Prepare to remember. The soul's journey awaits. Death is not to be feared. What should truly terrify us is living without knowing why we live. For too long we have walked through life half asleep, chasing survival, drowning in noise, forgetting the very essence of who we are. But now, you are awakening. Something deep within you stirs, remembers. The journey we have glimpsed today, the passage of the soul through death, rebirth, and beyond, is not just a distant myth. It is your story. You are not a random accident in a chaotic universe. You are a luminous traveler, weaving your thread through lifetimes, learning, loving, growing. You are not alone. You have never been alone. Every step you take, every challenge you face, every love and every loss, all are chapters in the epic saga of your soul. And now, standing at the threshold of remembrance, you are invited to continue. If this message touches something inside you, don't let it fade. Like this video to anchor your commitment to remembering. Subscribe to walk this path together, to keep unveiling the deeper truths that await. Turn on the notification bell so that each new revelation finds you when your soul is ready to hear it. Comment below. Tell us what you felt. Tell us if a memory stirred, if a longing awakened, if a light flickered somewhere deep inside. Because every voice matters. Every soul's story enriches the tapestry of awakening. Before we part for now, remember, you do not live only once. You are the light moving through countless lifetimes, and your journey is just beginning.